wuss.
What about educational programs centered around specific ethnic and racial experiences? My son is in a public school. He takes a class called African American History. If you're running an African American history class, could you perhaps be in violation of this court order, of this executive order?
I'm not quite certain, and I'd like to look into it further and get back to you on that.
So there's a possibility, you're saying, that public schools that run African American history classes, right? This is a class that has been taught in public schools for decades, could lose federal funding if they continue to teach African American history.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that I would like to take a look at these programs and fully understand the breadth of the executive order and get back to you on that.
I think you're going to have a lot of educators and a lot of principals and administrators scrambling right now.
Subscribe to Rasslin with Racism on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, fan base, and at Non-Crackers at Al on Twitter X for more white truths.
But I think
You can understand how difficult it is for a black man to make his way in the world. You're black. Now I have the utmost respect for you. Get out of here. And I am just hoping.
Eddie, what the hell? Coffee's good with cream, but better when it's black.
Subscribe to Rasslin with Racism on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, fan base, and at Non-Crackers at Al on Twitter X for more white truths.
a brother is smart. He's got more sense than many. His patience is long, but soon he won't have any. 'Cause to find a job is like a haystack needle. 'Cause where he lives, they don't use colored people. They're living just enough for the
Welcome to
city.
Rasslin with Racism. Welcome to Rasslin with Racism, where we wrestle with racism every single day of our lives. If you are an American Negro and you are not subscribed to Rasslin with Racism, check out the other content. And if it hits you to the core, subscribe and share with every single American Negro that you know, whether they are wrestling fans or not. You may also check out Rasslin with Racism on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Fanbase, and at Non-Crackers at Al on Twitter X for more white truths. I'm being joined by my co-host, Deportation 2025. What's up?
Nothing much, just chilling.
Owner of a stolen gun. What's up?
Yo, what's good? Peace and greetings.
We gonna find that fucking gun. Foundational bearded American. What's up?
What's good, y'all?
I just want to hear if anybody gonna respond to y'all when y'all say that. Who behind the computer screen saying, "What's up, fellas? Hi, I know you're talking to me." We started earlier on part one about Raw and the fact that Raw been on Netflix for 2 months, and the only American Negroes that we had to depend on was pretty much Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston, who is a Ghanaian. And they finally started to do a little move with them, and we established that it's not going to move on anywhere. So y'all can go check out part one. It's available right now, right above this video. We also talked a little bit about Linda McMahon, and we're going to get back into Linda McMahon. I need us to stay in order. Yeah. But right now we're going to get ready to move on to NXT. Anybody see NXT?
I saw a little bit of it. I didn't finish it.
Now
I was
NXT supposed to be the black show, right?
supposed to be.
NXT supposed to be what white folk would call the nigger show, right?
It's on UPN.
What's his
On
name?
UPN.
Alfred
Supposedly.
O'Connell. That guy, he called it African NXT.
Oh
African
wow.
NXT.
These tethers. Before we get on to NXT, let's talk about these tethers that are more specifically in the wrestling media. I noticed that most of the so-called wrestling journalists that are melanated, like Ebu or who works for Fightful, or they embarrassed themselves. Really, they shitting on him. Alfred, who always been a fucking, I don't know, that tether boy. He's something else. And
Top
is
WWE dick rider.
he a tether? Oh no, you talking about? I thought that was a person. Yeah, he is a WWE dick rider. And it's funny too because it was a thing that when I first started, I used to give AEW a lot more shit than I give them now, and a lot more shit than I give to WWE now. Believe it or not, because it was nothing moving over there. We were still at the end of stages of Bianca Belair's success, and I didn't hurt too much on Bobby Lashley being a Panamanian and all that stuff and the Street Profit success. So AEW was really catching a lot of hell from me. And Alfred used to get on AEW ass. So I used to roll with him on that until, all this new development started happening with the WWE, and he still showing his way of being a coon. Same thing with Ice Cube, son. You know, you're Ice Cube, son. White supremacy is putting hell down on your father right now. And Triple H is playing in your face. And you have absolutely nothing to say about it. So, I could throw him in on the coon too. But that is Lovely Bitch. And it's a couple of other people. Most of these people are tethers. And if you pay attention to some of their terminology is real specific. Um, One, you'll find that they anti-black, and two, you will see that they cosplaying only goes to a certain degree before it turns lame as fuck. You know what I'm saying? They say some real questionable shit, and like I said, when I go through these other people podcasts, wrestling with racism, we talk a lot about racial issues that goes on not just in professional wrestling but on every aspect of life, as it is a major issue around the world. But on the wrestling tip, wrestling with racism bring a deeper perspective that no one is willing to touch, topics that no one is willing to touch, and analysis that no one is willing to touch, but we are the most accurate people. Like I said, white accountability. Why is it that white folk can't take accountability for anything? Linda McMahon, people are just discovering that she's a racist today. When I've been saying that this bitch has been a racist for the past 10 years, right? But
It
again,
should come as no surprise to anyone.
well, it does, believe it or not, because there's so much into their fandom. Every time that they see Linda McMahon, she got a smile on her face. She's waving. She's the CEO of the World Wrestling Federation. But people are going to acknowledge that she's a racist. Do you believe that with decisions that she's going to make in the educational system, can anyone admit that Linda McMahon is not only a racist, but she's a white supremacist?
She's
Um,
both.
um, can I can I touch upon that from a Connecticut
Yeah,
standpoint? Because she is from Connecticut. Her business takes place in Stanford,
right.
right? There's a notion in just the American society that white supremacy is only confined to a geographic location instead of the mentality of the white people and how they interact with us. which makes them racist, which makes them engage in institutional or structural racism against the interests of our community, right? So when I see this situation, they don't want to consider her a racist due to the fact that she is a part of the 13 colonies, or she lives in the 13 colonies per se, and that Connecticut doesn't have that reputation of having Klan members. But I'm going to keep it so funky with you guys. When I used to live out in New London, Connecticut, 30 minutes away, there was an active KKK hotbed area where these guys were convening at, burning crosses, torches, and you name it. So it's not confined to just the South. It's anything that's past the Canadian line
You know,
on
it's still an
down.
image thing
Is
that the KKK
yeah,
still have to have on these white sheets and burn crosses and all types of shit. When they don't, they could wear their regular old plaid shirts and fucking Wrangler jeans and shit. And they don't even have to call themselves the KKK, but they're going to do the same amount of damage. You know, my point has always been, y'all can sit up here and look at these smiling ass whites all you want to. You could look at her charitable works and you could look at all of the positive things that she may have done, but internally they are still white. And whites are the most deceitful people in the world. White folk are in the position today to where if they were to say or do certain things, they could lose their jobs, they could lose their positions, they could lose their standings. So the main thing that they're going to do now is keep their fucking mouth shut. All while their mouths are shut, unless a smile on there, they are doing the damages behind the scenes, and that's because they have the power to do it. They have the politics to do it. They got the economics to do it. They are going to try to outmaneuver us in every fucking way, all while inviting us into their household. Stop trusting these fucking whites. Because this bitch, Linda McMahon, is talking about taking black history out completely. Notice he didn't use the words critical race theory. He used African American studies by way of black history. They want to completely take black history out of public schools. Let's
wait. Can I say something about the add on to that? It wasn't directly white men that took out Negro Black American history. It was the daughters of the Confederate. It was white women, right? Little Karens that were mad that they had to learn about the history and the origins of their country that they created at the expense of Negro blood, sweat, tears, and everything
If I
else.
if I I
So
try not
so
to
I look
credit
at
I try not to credit just white men for everything. That's why I always say white folk. I'm very specific on my terminology when it comes down to white folk. I don't
yeah,
attribute it to
I'm
a
just
certain
pointing how
gender.
the I'm just pointing out the sexes and how they move and how they push the agenda of white supremacy. There's a soft hand method and there's a hard hand method. And I look at these women that get on these school boards and different things to erase our history as a soft hand method in how they're interacting with our community.
Hmm.
That's all I'm trying to highlight. And that's the reason why I specifically say the sexes to let people know that white, just because she's white, doesn't mean that she's innocent because they still owned our asses too. And that's why we have the book called They Are Her
Well,
Property.
white folk, white women
That was the reason
specifically,
why.
I can say are the most dangerous species on this earth. Um, they're most protected. On top of that, we got to go to NXT. Chad, can we get a American Negro update on the what they call the nigger show?
Well, they had pretty much they had pushing this match with Bailey and I forgot Cora Jade, but they did have the advertisement as far as Javon having a match with Ethan Page. They had to do the
Is he hurt for real?
no, this is storyline.
Okay.
Yeah, storyline. They selling it
And we
real
talked
hard on it.
about that last week. at the fact that that's okay because of the type of injury that they portray and the type of match that they are going to have coming up. That's okay, and they have kept him relevant throughout this last month, right?
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't been in the ring, but we see him. He's either doing vignettes or he's backstage in the locker room area.
You know, and that's the problem that I have with Triple H. Like, do something, to still keep people invested. Not like I said, this is a fake injury, so it is easier for them to keep them off TV. But listen, when you got these fake injuries, keep them off of, but keep them on and let them have these vignettes and keep their name relevant and stuff like that. It's like certain elements that Triple H just don't do. But we're gonna get back on that later. Um, any other Negroes? Trick Williams.
Uh, I did see Trick Williams, but I'm not sure if he had a match or not. Like I said, I didn't finish watching the program, but
Wesley.
Wesley was not there because he's doing the TNA thing with the two tethers.
Oh, so he is in TNA right now.
That's confirmed. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So he can't be seen in his regular home because of that. Obafemi, did he do anything? He's a Nigerian.
Uh, he got his ass whooped by A Town Down Under.
Last Legend and Jakara Jackson, two American Negroes.
According to what I saw, I did not see them.
So, for the record, the Royal Rumble was 2-3 weeks ago, and
Mm-hmm.
Last Legend was in there for a short period of time,
Mm-hmm.
and she hasn't been seen on WWE television since, right?
That's correct.
All right, just had to keep that on record right quick. Um, Ricky Starks made his debut on NXT. He was finally let go from his AEW uh, contract, which they held him
Oh.
under slavery. For a year. His contract was up, but I think they held on to him or something like that. Something happened. I think he got hurt or something, so he was obligated, but they didn't utilize him at all. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-mm.
On a couple of weeks or a couple of days ago, you brought up the fact of what is it about Ricky Starks. So, Mike, I want to ask you because you're the most consistent AEW watcher and you're the closest fan to AEW, right?
Yeah.
Um, what do you see in Ricky Starks?
He's a good talker. Cuts decent promos. He's okay in the ring.
Is he a world champion?
Maybe.
Really?
On a good day.
That's crazy. Um, so I already know the next answer then. Is he a multi-time intercontinental champion?
Multi-time IC champ. I don't know about multi-time.
So you see him having a short but successful career, right?
I
I
can
pre-
see it.
I predict him being out of here quicker than he got here.
You predict him dying?
Oh, uh, by those means, that could be a possibility, but he's
Car
not gonna be
accident,
around.
drug overdose,
You know,
was killed in a gay
monkeypox.
bar. Oh, monkeypox. What country do that come from?
Hmm. I know you know. You know he one of those lifestyle people.
Yeah, oh yeah. Ricky Starks is a fruit ball. Um, that's why
Yeah.
I got the. That's look because people keep asking me why I put that picture of why I put that picture of old girl off of Harlem Nights, Jasmine Guy as Ricky Starks.
Damn.
Because Ricky Starks
Damn.
is a fruit, and that's the only person I could think representing Creole people in Harlem Nights. I just couldn't think of no. Well, no, and I don't even know if she Creole, but I, That's the only reason why I put that there. You know, she the closest one to look like Ricky Starks and all that. So you know what I'm saying?
You think Ricky Starks got a little small gun under the pillow?
I don't think he know how to use it. If he do, he probably gonna drop the motherfucker. Negro, what's up?
Have you ever seen the movie The Crying Game? He looks like a darker, melanated version of that person that was playing the woman in The Crying Game. I
Yeah.
might be showing my age a little bit.
Well,
Is
look,
that the dude from Stargate, the movie?
I'm familiar with what the crying game is, but and I don't get on me about this. I never seen that movie. I never seen that movie,
Oh,
but
you
I'm
might
very
want
familiar
to.
with it.
Yeah,
Me neither.
see. Only reason why I was aware of it, my dad set me down and said that these transformers or these
Don't
people with
try to
these
make
alternative
excuses.
lifestyles. You there?
Don't try to make excuses for you sitting down watching that movie.
Oh, me? No,
Yeah.
no, 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 no. It's not an excuse.
No,
I
I
think,
mean the people say it's one of the best. You know.
yeah, it's a good movie to highlight their behaviors, how they move in society, and how they infiltrate our community, our best and our brightest, strongest black men. So, like, yeah, I think that is something that we do need to look into. You know what I mean? And also inform ourselves the best way possible. So that's the
And the
reason why
thing is, you know, I always said that the reason Ricky Stark's career didn't turn out so great in AEW is because he lied on his application. AEW is a racist organization toward American Negroes, and where he fucked up at was telling them that he's black because he didn't, because he sent you right to the black department. Your ass didn't do shit. And I think that white folk is getting behind Ricky Starks because he's been suppressed in AEW, not because he's a great worker. I do believe that his work was decent, you know, and when I was, you know, you could call me a hater or whatever, but when, you know, people was first noticing that he wasn't being shown on TV and stuff like that, I was like, well, good, because he wasn't all that. You know what I'm saying? What is people clamoring for? But then it did start getting out of control to the point to where it's been a month, 2 months, 3 months. So I understand white folk clamoring to see more of Ricky Starks because it didn't make sense for you to take Ricky Starks off of TV and absolutely, essentially blackball him from AEW. You know what I'm saying? Um, on the flip side, with him going to the WWE and with him going down to NXT, and with everyone accepting him being a black man, despite no proof, you don't have no parents, you don't have, there's nothing. He got on his, listen, I touched Ricky Starks to the core to the point to where he changed his Wikipedia. Let me go to his Wikipedia real quick.
I couldn't believe it when I first saw that. What's the clip? The interview clip, man. He addressed you specifically.
Yeah,
The Twitter thread, all
very,
that.
very disrespectfully. And this is where we found out that uh, um, Willow Nightingale was white. She said that her father was white, but she didn't acknowledge the Guyanese side. And she said that she understands that mixed people, there are privileges and there are certain, she said this specifically, there are certain privileges in being light skinned. And I understand that. But at the end of the day, people still perceive me as being a black woman. Therefore, I am entitled to speak on these subjects. Those are her words verbatim. However, she won't tell people that she's a Guyanese and white woman. And two, she even said in the interview that I don't have right now, but I'll put it up later. It was a written interview or whatever, but that she grew up in the suburbs. She grew up in the white suburbs, and she didn't have to deal with no type of race or all this other different shit. Now all of a sudden, and AEW let her speak loudly about how proud she is to be a black woman and how proud to be in, you know, this black woman having all this success and shit. Bitch, You not us, and don't nobody look at you as a black woman. They look at you as Willow Nightingale. You know, and I like Willow big fluffy ass too, but don't make me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a racist, but I will tell you what fucking time it is, bitch. Um, Ricky Starks. Oh shit, I'm tripping. I gotta get on my co-host about this silence and shit when I'm looking for stuff. You know what I'm saying?
But
Um,
what is it that makes these people black? Like they not having no black families, they not having no black children. No, what is their black experience other than they made up a story about being called a nigga when they was little?
You know, when you said that about Kalani Jordan, I think it was, if it wasn't Clay, it was Jada Parker. You know, what connection do you have to, this is you trying to reproduce with us, which I think she is with Carmelo Hayes. But, did you grow up with us? And white folk called you all types of races, and why does it matter, this, that, and the other? But what's wrong with anybody answering the question? Did you or did you not? We not saying nothing against or for. We just want to get clarification. I ask a lot of questions just to get clarification, but I can never get an answer because white folk want to sit up here and tell me the the audacity that this sassy ass nigga had the opportunity to come up here and ask such a question. How dare you?
Mm.
It says Ricky Starks' personal life. Starks grew up in New Orleans, Louisiana, and was raised by a single mom. Oh, he changed white because I changed that. But it says single. It was up there for the longest. He was raised by a single mom with two siblings. Starks has spoken on a number of occasions about his frustrations that people often do not realize he is African American. And he put this in parentheses. Starks has described himself as light skinned, something that was a source of bullying and fights in his childhood. You know, something don't smell right in the chitlins. Maybe I'm retarded,
Hmm.
but New Orleans is a Creole-driven city, right?
Yep.
Louisiana has the most Creole. Matter of fact, that's pretty much where they based out of, right?
Yep.
How did you get bullied in school for being Creole?
Brother HBK 400. See, that's that reverse racism that gets pushed by these biracials, right? They
Yeah,
don't want to address the white supremacy narrative that get pushed by the white supremacists onto them for being who they are, right?
the
But
one
they'll
you,
punch
you are
down
for the
on the
record,
American.
are you referring to this one drop rule to where they will outright reject a white descendant of theirs just because they are mixed with Negro?
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. But the thing is, it
So you're
leads us.
black, you're not white. Let's take Mercedes Monet for example. You're black, you're not white, despite the fact that your white mother raised you because your black father ran out on you, right? Your white mother raised you, but you're not white because you're black, right?
But the thing is, the problem is that these polluted, I would say polluted bloodlines, right? That are not made from traditional Negro American relationships, right? They leave us holding the bag and telling them why white societies is not accepting of them. And why should, if white society is not accepting of them, why should we as Negroes be accepting of them and these offsprings, these illegitimate offsprings? One could strongly make the case to.
But you know
That's
what?
kind of.
You know what's funny too. I get into these arguments all the time. The funny part is, and mind you, the title is "White Accountability." We're gonna make white folk take accountability for their own people. See, white folk think when I acknowledge that certain people who are mixed with white are white, or certain people who mix with Asian, like that Mia Yim bitch is Asian, this, that, and the other. You know, I'm not rejecting them in their blackness. I'm just acknowledging their whiteness or Asian or Hispanic or whatever it is, and I want you to acknowledge them too. And for the simple fact that you won't acknowledge them, that suddenly they go from black to mixed race. You know what I'm saying? People say, "Oh, okay, damn it, they're mixed with white. They're mixed race." They will never say that they are white. They will elevate it to mixed race, but they won't never call them white. But you initially started off by calling them black. And they black, and they black, and they black, and they black. I grabbed Pecker Tom Ron up for such an idiot. I grabbed Pecker Tom Ron up just to get a couple of sound bites, and and boy did I get them. Uh, but we was talking about Sasha Banks and Mercedes Monet, and Mercedes Monet is headed to Australia. And I questioned her because she was taking questions. One thing that I noticed about Mercedes Monet, she was taking questions from the people, and it was several American. I noticed she's not going to answer none of my questions. Whatever, I asked her questions. I understand, but it's several American Negroes that asked questions, and she didn't answer a single one of them. And these was honest, white bread questions. Hey, what's your favorite colors? Shit, same shit all these other white folk were asking. But she answered damn near everybody else's questions up under the sun, you know. For the record, Negro, Mercedes Monet is a white woman. Her mother is German. And her father is an American Negro. Her father is actually Snoop Dogg's mother brother. Okay. But he didn't raise her. I don't know if he was in her life for a few years or whatever, but he didn't raise her. You know what I'm saying? Um, she became a professional wrestler, not off a Snoop Dogg name. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people didn't discover that she was related, even though he got strong ties with the WWE. A lot of people didn't know that they was related until, years later. She's a great wrestler and she came up on her own name. But she's never been presented as a black woman. And the very first time that she was presented as a black woman, um, Mike, when did Sasha Banks start wrestling for the WWE?
Mm,
I think it was it
2012.
2014?
Okay, I got two different years. Somebody help me out.
I would say either 12 or 14 around that time. Yeah,
Okay, that's the way that you help me out. So, okay, so within that time frame, uh,
I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find the
we
right
looking
date.
out for 10 to 11
I
2012.
years.
know 2015 was
Okay.
really her breakout year. I think
Yep,
that's
it's 2012. She started wrestling for WWE.
There you
All
go.
right, I did not have to be this hard. Um, this was okay. So, 12 years, 14, 13 years. She been in the spotlight, and from 2012 to 2019. 2019 was everyone's first introduction to the fact that she was mixed with American Negro. She don't
Yeah.
portray herself as a black woman. She not gonna let herself stand out as a black woman. You know what I'm saying? Until it's convenient. That's when you got Bianca Belair, and this is where you get the first black main event at WrestleMania. You know what I'm saying? Before I get to that, I want to talk about the attachments in professional wrestling. Everything got to have an attachment to it. Anthony Bowens is mixed with white, and he's gay. Nyla Rose is a Native American, and he's a transsexual. Um, Mercedes Monet is a black woman, the most successful black woman in professional wrestling, the highest paid in professional wrestling. She's the first one to hold four belts at one time in professional wrestling. but she got an attachment. She's mixed with white. Um, Booker T, Bianca Belair, Mark Henry. Those are the most. The Rock. He's black, but he's mixed with Samoan. He got that attachment to him. And I'm gonna clear the Rock up real quick. I went up on the group earlier today, and they was kind of pissing me off, talking about the Rock and all this other different shit. So we got to break it down like this, just to appease everybody. All right, the Rock is half black, and he is half Samoan. His father is a Canadian Negro who have some Irish in him. I just found out today. I don't know what percentage. I don't think he's half Irish. Maybe his grandfather might have been Irish or something like that. Great grandfather or something like that. But they do have that listed, and he is half Samoan. However, The Rock is a black man. I'm sorry, The Rock is a half black man who has no cultural connection to American Negroes. So if white folk want to sit up here and hit y'all with that, just to keep all the confusion down, just let it be known that he's half black, but he doesn't have a connection to American Negroes. Mike, do you got a
He's a
connection?
Drake. He's a Drake then.
Well, Drake found the connection. He cosplayed on the connection. The Rock isn't even doing that. The
Well,
Rock isn't.
he
The
is.
Rock
He
isn't
is
even
kind of
doing that.
He is kind of cosplaying when he does that rock eyebrow. When he has certain swagger
Mm-mm,
moves, I say that kind of
nope.
placates
That's all.
to.
That's all Rock. Don't nobody act like that. Don't nobody do that. And I credit the Rock for that. I credit the Rock for that. That's what make him one of the greatest today. I credit the Rock for that because
Nova
American
Scott.
Negro. If you watch the Rock, American Negroes do not act like the Rock. Nobody do. You know, nobody do.
All right. I get. I was more or less saying his bravado, his energy. He like you know that he's something there, but I don't want to highlight more on less about that. I want to talk about in regards to the conversation is how they're making the characters as well as any athlete to be culturally ambiguous, right? Like they know that there's some be black there. Like you can point to Patrick Mahomes, right? He looked like a damn near white man to me, even though he's a biracial black person, right?
And you can see that
And
clear in his father.
yeah. And the point that I'm trying to highlight is they want to have that cultural divorce. Like you even see it in the cartoons with Spider-Man, right? They have this Spider-Man. He's half black and half Latino, right? See, this is the nonsense that they play up upon to almost water down or discredit the Negro from their contribution from America, almost pushing them to the narrative of that we're culturally ambiguous or we do not have no fair shake in this system called America,
Or
the
they
nation
still
that we
want it,
built.
and in a sense, and in a lot of senses, they still want, especially when it come down to being mixed with white, they still want to partake in the credit of whatever success it may be too. You know, because how can I credit Mercedes Monet as a black woman and still not give the credit to white? You know what I'm saying? She's still a white woman. On top of that, you know, and I know that her family probably don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure maybe her mother was ostracized too. But how do you believe that her mother, how do you believe that these white folk parents feel? That one parent, when white folk completely just dismiss them as if they don't exist. Their whole lineage just don't exist. Like, you know, going back to roots, the next generation, you know, oh man, it's hard to explain. But the politician, you know, he was about to die. He was old, and all the dust was in the air and shit. He was having a heart attack, and he already ostracized his son for choosing to marry an American Negro woman, and so he ostracized him. He told the town, "Don't kill him, but we cutting you off for money. You can't get no parts of our property, nothing." You know, so he had to get it out the mud. They had to get it out the mud. But they raised the son and he became a doctor. And they witnessed this man have a heart attack. and he was about to give him CPR and all that shit, and they came up and roughed him up like, no, look, Will, don't put your nigger lips on this, man. You know what I'm saying? And they took him away, and he ended up dying. The part about that was the grandson said I used to watch him from across the street, and I used to always wanted to go over and say hi to him. And he was like, the father, the white father, who his father just died. He was like, well, son, unfortunately, it didn't work out like that. But he missed a great deal when he missed out on you. But he also acknowledged that his son missed out on a great deal by not knowing his father either. So even though these people ostracize their own people, they still that man still held his father into the highest regard. You know what I'm saying? He's saying that his father missed out on a great deal, not you know associating with you, but you missed out on a great deal not associating with him either. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, Negro.
Yeah, yeah. It's called the angle that you might be wanting to address that is her being culturally white. She's not white genetically, but she is acquiesced to the culture of whiteness, or she may
Yes.
uphold the values and the system of whiteness, of white supremacy. That's what I mean by I think I even touch upon this. I also touch upon it
Just
in
like Drake.
in my book in regards to as white confirming. And I pointed to women like Nikki Haley, the politician lady from I think North or South Carolina, that was a representative that was an Indian American, but she looked damn near looked like a white woman with brunette hair. All right, she's downplaying slavery like a daughter of a Confederate. All right. So that's what I mean by white confirming, white adjacent, culturally white. All these type of terminologies that I'm presenting here are different ways to address a person who may not have genetically purity of European stock blood. That's Anglo white, Saxon, etc. For those that want to know where I'm getting at here. She does not have that in high quality to the point that but she presents as a white person, maybe in appearance as well as ideology wise. That's the point that I do want to highlight. Her ideology, how she's treating the black people who's asking a question, is no different from the white athletes. No, not white athletes, these black athletes who give memorabilia to white children in the stands. No different. No different.
So, I do want to point out that, and owner, you've been pointing this out over the last couple of weeks. I just put up a picture of Jada Parker mother. Mind you, Jada Parker is black, 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 but we're never going to acknowledge her white mother and everything that all her whiteness brought her. However, they got Jada Parker being portrayed as this head shaking, ghetto ratchet, nigger. You know what I'm saying? That's how they portraying her. Um, Owner, what questions do you have about Jada Parker? Why don't you ask the people some questions about Jada Parker?
What's Jada Parker favorite Taylor Swift song?
Hmm. She'll tell you in a heartbeat. Matter of fact, she'll probably list more than she would Beyonce.
What place did Jada Parker got? What place does Jada Parker then got the best coleslaw?
Her mother's kitchen.
Mm. Green bean casserole. Has she ever had it?
Her mother's kitchen. I'm sorry, no, I don't
It's
know
her
about these.
mother's table.
Do modern white folk eat green bean casserole?
The last time I ate with some white people, I had green bean casserole.
You ate with white people?
I'm not racist, HB. I mean,
What the hell that got to do with it? I'm not racist, but
I
I'm
was
not
eating
about
with
to
I
eat
was
with
eating
white
with some
people.
white people.
They don't listen. I have never seen a white wash their hands. And I was in the bathroom with a white the other day. Walked right out the stall, went straight up to the sink, and didn't use no soap. and just rinsed and air dried and got the fuck on. Like, I can't believe I seen that shit. Like, he literally went from the and I know he was shitting because it stank. And he came right out the stall and rinsed his hands and no soap and just went right out. That's the only white man that I ever seen wash his hands in my entire life, that I can recall. Go ahead, Negro.
That's crazy. You almost made me lose my train of thought on this. You want to say not on top of her kitchen, or to top is her table in which she's getting these life recipes or these life interactions with. Is that her white mama's table? She ain't sitting at a Negro or a Negro black woman's table. And there's a difference. Oh, there's a
Well,
difference.
you better know that, especially where she is now. They grew up in a pretty white neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure the people that was saying nigga was literally saying it just out of endearment. That was acceptable. Real quick, did Jada Parker have a nigger story like Sasha Banks and Ricky Starks? I'm sorry, Sasha Banks and what the fuck is his name? The other cat,
Ricochet. Yeah, Ricochet
Ricochet.
had
Yeah.
nigga don't even have C-type hair. His hair don't curl. He can't use no Murray's wave grease.
And my
What are you
thing
not
is,
going?
these is the people that's going out of their way to hide. At least Jada Parker is going to acknowledge, hey, this is my white mom. I don't know why you keep calling me black. My mom's is fucking white. Mercedes Monet not out here claiming to be American Negro. It's the people that's doing it. You know what I'm saying? She showing out here with her white mama and all this other different shit. But it's these people that's hiding the shit. Ricky Starks, like, nigga, you want to prove that you black? Why not hug your mother on live television? You know what I'm saying? Why not produce these pictures? I mean, you sitting up here, you put on Wikipedia that you was raised by a single mother and two siblings. There is no record of you whatsoever with these people. You know what I'm saying? This is things that you address publicly. How come you can't prove it? If you're gonna take the time to address it and be disrespectful at the same time, um, why not produce the proof? Nobody's ever been able to produce the proof. They can't even produce the proof that he's from New Orleans. And you can see by the way that he aging, white men, American Negroes, look, we got some niggas out here with some big ass ears, right? But do they look like white ears, like white big ears? Y'all know how white big ears is. They expand. You know, they should they should expand then to get longer. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna catch American Negroes like that. But Ricky Starks looked really bad the other day. I mean, the way that he aged in a year is specific pictures that I was looking for. He aged horribly over the last year. White folk tend and what? Ricky Starks is what, 35?
He's
Paul Mooney
about to be
said
35.
34. Yeah, he's about to be
Paul
Yeah, he's
34.
Mooney
going to be
said
35
that
next week.
Paul Mooney said that next week, Paul Mooney, it's funny too, because it's coming up, and to watch how bad he looked 3 years from now. Paul Mooney said that white folk could look as beautiful as they want up to 40, and after that is Nightmare on Elm Street.
I believe the motherfucker lie about his age. Lie about every damn thing else.
Yeah, yeah, he might be 40.
See,
Wrestling is a kayfabe driven business. Here's another thing too. White folk get all these damn surgeries and shit. We was talking about Charlotte Flair. One of the reasons that she's possibly getting divorced from Andrade is because he got tired of the fucking surgeries. They've been married for 2 years. They probably been together for 3 years, and this bitch then had 35 different faces. But when I seen Linda McMahon earlier today, I noticed that she had on the Charlotte Flair face. Did y'all notice that?
yep.
Yeah, I noticed that in the documentary.
I
This
thought that
bitch
was
looked like
Charlotte
Charlotte
Flair
from
for a second there.
2017, the
Yeah,
2017 version of her.
yeah, I noticed that in the documentary.
Well, how unhappy do white folk really have to be with themselves? You know, our women, well, they'll just accept it. They'll be fat all their life. They'll, do this, that, but they're not gonna just cut their face. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna cut into their titties and cut into their ass all down there. You might catch one here and there, but other than that, they not doing that shit. They accepting whatever God gave them. White women. I mean, Stephanie, you got to know, and I'm telling y'all, when y'all seen the authentic Stephanie, she was not attractive at all. And it'd be funny listening to certain niggas because it'd be like, man, Stephanie this, Stephanie that. This bitch look like the devil. She looked like the devil that white folk try to portray what devils look like, which is more of them. She can't smile. She got that stuck up type smile and shit. How fucked up do white folk be? Really, what is Charlotte going through right now with these identity crises that she go through? What is it about Charlotte to where she look at herself in the mirror and say, "I'm ugly. I want to look like something else."
She be seeing her dad.
Mm.
Look in
Sound
the
like
mirror
a
and see that
Sammy,
motherfucker.
sound like a Sammy Sosa story, or of a tragic mulatto. That's what it sounds like to me. A Sammy Sosa story with a tragic mulatto. Did her skin lighten up? Is she a cake soap user? I think that's the real question to let us know that she's delineating away from our culture and our heritage and who we are as a people, even aesthetically.
Hmm? Um,
Damn.
we got far removed off of NXT. That's it for NXT, right? Ricky Starks. So Ricky Starks, and same thing with this is a major thing right here. This is a major problem with everyone pretty much having it in their head that Ricky Starks is black. Watch you're going to see this, and I'm calling it right now. You're going to see less production out of Wes Lee. And oh God, why did his name slip my head? Wesley and Dion Lennox.
But
Mm.
You may
I don't.
see Dion Lennox get hurt more because Wesley is so established. There's no coincidence that Wesley is down in TNA the same time that Ricky Starks. They knew that Ricky Starks was going to be gone in a couple of weeks and be available for the WWE within a couple of weeks. So they went on and already got Wesley set up to go down to TNA. And from there, you're going to see a lot less production from him. Because when you bring up one American Negro, I'm sorry, I keep getting when you bring up one black person, two have to come down.
Yeah.
Do y'all see the decline? Do y'all believe that Wesley and Deion Lennox is going to have less production?
Yeah.
maybe at first until
Like you
people
need that orange juice.
get a read on Ricky Starks and see how terrible he is.
Like I said, I don't believe that Ricky Starks is terrible, but I don't believe that Ricky Starks is great. And I think they're going to,
I'm going to say he doesn't have to be great. White supremacy is going to support him.
what they do. Like I said, he got a strong following right now, but that was based off of, he got that strong following, but that was based off of oppression too. As funny as all this shit sound is true. Um, he was held back, hard, for no reason. Honestly, that we know of. Generally, everybody know everything. Nobody knows why Tony Khan, specifically held him down. So people do have a legit argument, but like Owner said, once and Shawn Michaels, once you find out that he just a basic ass wrestler, um, that's where they're gonna be like, oh, see, I told you niggers ain't really shit, and that's gonna be the excuse for not doing shit with Ricky Starks, Wesley, or Deion Lennox. You know, once inflation go up, do it ever come back down?
Nope.
No. So y'all keep thinking that these egg prices gonna go down. Um. All right. So let's go on to AEW. Mike, you watched AEW. Chad, owner, did y'all watch it?
Nah, I didn't catch it.
Yep.
I caught the tag title match.
Okay. All right. Mike, give me a American Negro update.
One, Shelton Benjamin. Two, if Maya World is one of us. I don't know about Maya World. I don't know where her
Who?
Maya World, because
Who the
she
fuck is
was
that?
yeah, she was wrestling Megan Bain. She was getting squashed by Megan Bain.
Chad, can you put her up on the thing so I can see who? I don't know who that is. Is she? Is well? Why would? Why is she mixed or something?
I don't know. She doesn't look mixed at all. I don't think she's mixed. She I don't know if she's American Negro though.
Who does she face again?
Megan Bain.
But she wrestled before, so she's a jobber.
Yeah, she was like a jobber.
Chad, you there?
Yeah, I'm looking her up right now. I'm about to
You
post
said
it in the
Maya.
chat.
What's her last name again?
Maya World,
Maya
right?
World.
Yeah.
Maya World, because I thought you were
She
saying that. I thought you were saying in my world she not a Negro. And then I'm like, who the fuck is you? Who you
No,
talking about?
Maya World.
Maya
She's
World.
all I know is her
That
birthplace is Greenville, Texas.
is a
She's
hell of
born
a
in Greenville.
name, Maya World.
Her government
uh,
name is Ashanti Wilson.
real quick. Oh God. Real quick. Uh, the bamboozle. Part one. I know we said that we was gonna do this week after week after week. It just, like I said, we finally got the video back up. It's available on YouTube. Y'all could go check out the bamboozle review. And I want to. I was gonna say this later on, but we got Negro up here too. If everyone is going to be available, I'm not gonna be available tomorrow at all. Saturday, we're gonna have to decide on a date between Saturday and Sunday. My Saturday look a little funny in the beginning, but we're gonna try to work it out. But I want to try to get part two out this weekend. I want to try to get part two done, I should say, this weekend. So we're gonna try to work on the schedule for that. But everybody could go up on YouTube and check out part one of our Bamboozle review. That is the very first review of Rasslin with Racism movie review. We're going to do part two and kind of do a conjunction of that with another movie called Dancing in September, which is on YouTube, starring Isaiah Washington and Nicole Ari Parker. So y'all could go check that out to try to get caught up on that. We're gonna try to get that together this weekend for sure. Did you bring up the shit with the one bitch?
Yeah, I'm posting it right now.
Okay, so I need an executive. I'm sorry, I need an associate producer. Mike. Okay, so we're gonna get back on to her when I see the picture and shit. So you said Shelton Benjamin and potentially her. Who else? Deportation 2025. Mike, are you there? Okay,
Oh
owner.
yeah,
So
yeah.
all right.
Oh, I'm there.
You washed your hands, didn't you?
Yeah. Why wouldn't I?
Because you're not white. Um, until I see this picture that I'm still waiting on. Um,
It's
any
not
other
letting me
American,
post it.
Negroes wrestled on the program.
Mm, no.
So, for the record, Black History Month, right? The only American Negroes that wrestled on Dynamite this month is Shelton Benjamin and Swerve Strickland, right?
So far. Yeah.
Okay.
Check your
Um,
DMs, HBK.
so I noticed something. Um, they faced the guns, right?
Yeah.
You went to the guns, right?
Never really gave a shit about the guns.
Really? You know,
Yeah,
white folk look at their entrance and act like they the greatest tag team of all time.
Mm.
I heard a particular white, I know it had to be satire, but I heard a particular white say that they was better than the New Age Outlaws.
Wow.
I
they're
know.
nepo babies.
Yeah. And it's Nepo. And, you know, Billy Gunn is like in his mid 60s, like literally. Still out there
Yeah,
wrestling, just as white as day. Um, Goldust, in his mid
yeah,
60s, being out there wrestling, just as white as day. Um, you know, um, Shelton Benjamin, you know, and Bobby Lashley faced the Guns and they beat them. It's been
yeah.
promoted that the Guns is not done. They're going to try to come back for Bobby Lashley and them, and they're going to show their status as the greatest tag team of all time, or potential to be. Private Party lost that title, what, a month ago?
Yeah, just about.
I looked on their Twitter, they haven't posted anything since the last post before they won the tag team titles. They're not doing nothing to promote themselves. They're not doing nothing to try to regain being tag team champions again. Um, the Guns is doing something, whether we care or not. The Guns is doing something to keep their name out there, to be presented, to have another opportunity. But the American Negroes are not. What do you do with Private Party from here?
Build them back up.
When were they built the first time?
I had to build them up properly.
Ah, because they got the taste at the titles, right? So now they should have a second chance to be built properly, right? What's being
Have
built
them
properly though? Do AEW have tag teams that they could mix it up with that they haven't mixed it up with yet?
see. I've yet to see them truly mix it up with FTR.
Hmm.
They could mix it up with FTR. They could go with, let's see, who else?
Mind y'all, I ask these questions. I'm not doing nothing but exploiting the AEW tag team roster. I'm killing two birds at one stone. Anybody else could jump in if y'all know any other tag
Have to
teams. Don't leave your minds out
yet
here like that.
have them run through the Guns. I don't think they mixed it up with the Guns.
Hmm. And the Guns is a team that received several tag team title matches, right?
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, the Guns have won the AEW tag team titles, right?
Yep. They
Oh,
should
okay.
have, but they have.
Yeah.
Is Scorpio Sky and Frankie Kazarian still wrestling?
So Scorpio Sky been missing, and once a week I go out my way to look for this motherfucker. Scorpio Sky been missing for over a year,
Yeah, he disappeared off the face of the earth.
Yeah.
literally off the face of the earth. I think he dead.
Damn.
That's fucked up. I think he dead because there's
Frankie
nothing.
Kazarian in TNA.
They not saying
Really?
that. Man, he done been through NXT and all that shit. This motherfucker done been all over. I think he appeared in the WWE and all types of shit. He been everywhere. He was at the hearing with Linda McMahon.
What?
Wait, Frankie Kazarian was at the hearing?
God, y'all need to learn how to take jokes with
What
joke.
the?
If y'all can catch on real quick, you know what I'm saying? But I understand though. The thing is though, Scorpio Sky is missing. Keith Lee is missing. You know, white folks said that Keith Lee was at Dynamite last week. So they saying it like they about to prepare him for a return. What place does Keith Lee have in AEW as it stands right now?
Man, it's hard to say.
They don't have any plans for Keith Lee. He's gonna be where Miro was, and they should just release. They're not doing anything with that guy.
I mean, like
Yeah.
I said, the AEW got a hard time. They keep people under slavery. It seems like y'all got a roster loaded full of people. Y'all got people is loaded. I mean, to may not be to our satisfaction, but it's loaded to somebody's satisfaction, right? Why are y'all holding on to people that y'all have no intentions on using? They held on to Ricky Starks all these months, even though he done publicly said, "Hey, I'm not hurt. I don't know why I'm sitting on the sidelines." They held on to him, and literally at the end, they did absolutely nothing with him. Same thing with Ray Phoenix. Y'all not doing absolutely nothing with this Mexi, yet you holding him under contract and not letting him work no other places. Did they not able to work no other places for real, right?
I think they were able to work indies. Yeah, they should be able to work indies.
Oh, so they could make an extra $50 a week.
Yeah,
Um,
because Ricky Starks was at House of Glory.
oh, they did say he won like some type of title or some shit like that.
Yeah.
But it just don't make sense when you're not using these people to just go ahead and let it go because it does hurt their career. It does hurt their progression when they could be making some money elsewhere. As well as getting their experience elsewhere, right?
Right.
Um, did anybody? This is the Maya role, right? Who is she? I ain't never seen her before.
Yeah, she's an enhancement talent.
She looked like an American Negro, but she's an
It's
enhancement. How long has she been an enhancement? I've never seen her before.
about a year or two.
Okay, so she been on AEW television for about a year. She been an enhancement talent for a year or two. Um, earlier today I was talking about Athena. We're gonna keep bringing this up. The fact that Athena, was the
Yeah.
women's champion. She's been the women's champion for Ring of Honor for about 2 years now, and
Yep.
everybody could have come up if they Ring of Honor champion or not. If they contracted with Ring of Honor and not contracted with AEW, everyone is able to come up and come on Dynamite or Collision or Rampage or something every once in a while. Athena, not at all. No. Um, if it isn't racism, then what's the problem with that? But I've been calling out this show out in Australia, um, which is coming up on Saturday, right?
Yeah. After the All Star weekend, it's supposed to be after All Star, like the dunk contest and all that.
Hey, All Star weekend this weekend.
Yeah. It's this weekend.
Oh, so ain't nobody gonna give a shit about AEW. Hell, don't nobody even give a shit about the All Star game. It's too woke. Um, so that's for real. Um, um, so I've been calling out this Australia card for not having not a single white. I'm sorry, not having a single black wrestler on the program, right? Oh man, I
That,
need a fucking. Why don't you? I need a producer, man. I hate doing this shit and still trying to keep up because y'all niggas don't say shit when I go silent. Uh y'all still didn't get the message. All right, cool. Anyway, I'm back now.
yeah.
So Grand Slam. I'm looking at this card and I've been saying that there's no American Negroes on Grand Slam. So what they chose to do in response to that was to add on Ring of Honor shit. And with this Ring of Honor card, they call them the AEW Ring of Honor Global Wars in Australia. As to where they added,
Oh no,
as to where
not
they added,
global.
yeah, Global Wars.
That's
As to,
disrespectful to the real global wars in ROH.
oh, I don't know nothing about that. That's the thing.
Yeah, that was back when Ring of Honor was really tight with New Japan. That
That's
was like
crazy
mid
because I only
2010.
see two Japs on this. Hmm. But I'm gonna tell you, like I said, I've been getting on, and they chose the ugly. See, AEW, man, they know what they doing. I don't want to keep getting into this publicly, but they've been WWE and AEW has been utilizing things that they have heard on Wrestling with Racism the very next week. And when I start pinpointing certain things, I want y'all to look at the dates that certain things happen on the WWE and AEW, and look at the dates that that Wrestling with Racism posted this shit, and you'll see where they got their ideas from. I'm gonna start need to see some checks. So AEW Australia Global Wars, Ring of Honor added these matches. Um, Athena versus Alex Windsor. They also added for the Ring of Honor Tag Team Championship, Dustin Rhodes and Sammy Guevara versus the MMX Collection. Which okay, so that's the faggot tag team, right? I'm sorry, fruitball tag team.
Yeah,
Is that
they
guy
came from
Mace?
WWE.
Yeah, I remember them. I'm just saying, is that guy Mace? Is he an American Negro?
Let me check.
Yeah, I've been meaning to check up on him for a while. While you checking up on that, they also added a six-man tag team match: Bandito and the Outrunners versus Chris Jericho, Big Bill, and Brian Keith. And the final match on Global Wars that they added was for the Pure Championship. Robbie Eagles challenging Lee Moriarty for the Ring of Honor Pure Championship. So
Yeah, the black, yeah, Mason Matt. That's his name, Mason Madden. His dad is Brent Williams.
oh my. His dad is Brent Williams?
Yes,
Who the hell is Brent Williams?
Brent Williams